Yo, good times, good vibes. This is the one and only Monkey Mind Show on WMLD, the voice of the Hudson Valley. I am the one and only Nero the Natural. I am sitting with my co-host Nick Celio, and back in the studio today we have Nick DeFeo, and we also have
With a T.
with a T, DeFeo, DeFado,
DeFado.
DeFado, 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 and we also have Chris Catastrophe right here in the building. Say hi, Chris.
What's going on, guys? Catastrophic events coming your way.
He's gonna do the weather. Do you know about thunderstorms, Chris?
Thunderstorms, lightning storms.
He knows about exactly when the Flash got hit in the laboratory to become the Flash, right?
Stormy Daniels.
I don't know what the hell we're doing here.
That's what
So,
I want.
this is a very special edition. We're joking around. We got a couple friends in the audience today. Where you want to start off, Nick?
Well, we're gonna segue back into our last episode where Nick was talking about religion, but we all have cups of teas in our hand with inspirational words on them. So I think we didn't read them yet, but we're gonna read them, and then maybe it'll give us some inspiration.
Yeah, we all like to start off with good vibes. So let's see what the universe has in store for us. Who wants to start?
And I let you guys pick your own cups of tea,
All
right?
right.
So in a way, you picked your own.
Destiny.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. We're gonna go with our guest
Yes.
today. We're gonna let him read first. Make sure you say it with your chest, little Nick.
I'll pick it up from there, Nero. Practice compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. Wow, is that not super fitting from where we started last episode?
Explain yourself.
Well, we talked about how people make themselves with their constitutions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the same thing. If you practice the same things over and over again, you're going to be just like that.
You gotta practice what you preach, and if you know, kindness makes the world go round. I like saying that dorky saying.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna read mine next
Go for
because
it.
I decided to talk. Love yourself so that you may know how to live with self-respect, and very fitting in a sense because I have a problem with self-love. I love you guys very well, but I don't love myself all the time. So that's kind of cool, you know.
I hate
pick that
myself.
one. No, maybe I don't hate myself. I'm very hard on myself. I'm my own worst critic. You know, a lot of times, and I do struggle from a lot of the things that we talk about. So I get to grow every episode, so it's kind of cool. Love myself. So thank you, Universe Cup, even though it's in a Dallas Cowboys Cup. Go G-Men. But anyway, that's not our show. Nick, you want to read yours?
Sure, I have a Notre Dame cup, and it says,
No
"Live
fighting
right,
Irish.
live righteously, and love everyone. You will build up around you an aura of light and love."
That's kind of cool too, man, because we were talking about auras and energy and vibes in our last couple episodes ago. We were talking a little bit of that with Nick.
I think we have an energy converter over. I think we're slowly converting Nick because he's seeing how it's coming
the
through.
naysayer is now becoming the believer, and this is just a couple episodes in.
Don't you dare put words in my mouth. Don't you dare.
We do whatever we want on the Monkey Mind Show because we are the hosts.
Chris Catastrophe, do you actually have a quote on your tea bag?
I do, but prior to reading my tea bag, what I really wanted to say was you guys were talking about destiny, and I think it's kind of funny that you had introduced this guy sitting next to me. What did you say his name? It was Nick
DeFeo.
Right, but he said there's a T, DeFeto, and
Yeah.
I believe I do speak a little bit of
DeFeto.
Italian, and DeFeto actually translates to destined or fated. So
Wait,
it's kind of
DeFeto?
Really?
yes, di fatto
Okay.
is of fate. It literally translates
It's
to
not
of
of
fate. So it's crazy that you were talking about destiny and then you talked about him.
Right.
I just wanted to throw that one out there. But speaking about
Awesome.
tea bags,
Awesome. That's
yes,
so cool.
the tea bag that smacked me. I mean, the one that has my cup here in front of me. It's a Universal Woody the Woodpecker cup. It
And it smacked you.
right. It smacked me right in the face. It says, "From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow." And I
Awesome.
think that's fitting for me because I am a grower, not a shower.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, and I think it's very fitting for our show as well because as a tiny seed, we will grow into a mighty tree.
Right.
And we sound like a bunch of PMSO women. We're drinking our tea and having our quotes. Yeah, go for it, Nick.
You just sounded like we made our words from Game of Thrones. For your show, we are a seed that will grow into a mighty tree. Those are the words of wisdom for your show.
Yeah, man, I believe that's what we do here. We can constantly grow. We learn to embrace the universe and how it talks to us, and even just doing something as fun as quotes.
What does Game of Thrones have to do with anything?
I don't know, but you said concept.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Game of Thrones
Which
is
one's
one of the best shows in cinematic history.
But what does it have to do with seeds growing into fucking trees?
No, you remember every family has their like words.
Yeah.
We
that's
do
a-
not sow. We do not reap.
No, I didn't know that.
Lannister always pays his debts.
Oh yeah, I know that one. So you're saying that's our
our theme?
new theme?
Yeah,
I thought the connection was because we're drinking tea and there was a coffee cup on the show. Wasn't that what you thought?
Oh yeah, remember that?
Starbucks.
I thought it was that we were not showers and all growers here. The monkey
Speak
pie.
for yourself. I'm a shower and a grower. All right, so I guess let's get back into business. We did have to cut you short last episode, so we wanted to invite you back.
Speaking
No
of growers,
pun intended.
Wait, what happened? Cut you short. Badoom-ch. But yeah,
My
if you wanna-
stature is that of a small person.
it was almost Nick's brisk last week. We cut him short, and so
Yeah.
we're giving him an opportunity to grow here again with us on
That's
the
right.
Monkey Mind.
in 2 seconds it'll be 555.
And yeah,
On that note, gentlemen, thank you for having me back as the first repeat guest here ever on the Monkey Mind. I am honored. So no, but getting back into it, we just started talking on a very intense topic that you guys both wanted to talk about more and in depth. That we started into, and I think I left off with the movie Spotlight, which is about the investigations in.
All right, that's enough out of you. Next topic. I'm just kidding. I had to. I just had to.
About all the infractions with clergy up in Massachusetts, and I believe it was the Boston or around the Boston area, in terms of priests having interactions with children sexually. And a big part of the movie goes into how these priests never were brought up on criminal charges, how they never got into trouble, and actually the ways that the church actually got around it was by putting them in rehab centers that they basically made themselves for 6 months, taking them out of circulation from parishes, and then revolving them to a new parish where nobody knew them or what they had done, and going from there.
I didn't know we were going this deep. No pun intended.
And out of curiosity, did you say that this was a movie that you want to see?
No, I have saw.
what is it called again? What's the name of the movie? Spotlight.
Because that was like the investigative name for the journal that whatever this news company in Boston did like exclusive spotlights on, so to
So is
speak.
this like based off of true stuff?
Oh no, this is it's a
This
true,
is true.
it's a true story.
This is real.
Obviously,
Jim Holyfield.
it's a movie, but everything and like the
Yeah.
numbers and everything and the investigations were actually very real.
Aren't everything in movies real?
Yes.
Right.
I don't think that's the type of movie that I really care to watch. You ever see the movie with
Ooh,
Go
Sorry.
for it. It's all right.
Sorry, I'm
thinking
just
of-
reading a little bit about the
Yeah.
background of the story, and that dude touched 80 kids before they got him, dude. 80 kids?
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Do people not sit down with their children and tell them like, yo, if anybody touches you, you come to me. I don't care if they tell you they're gonna hurt me or mommy, they're not gonna hurt me or mommy. I will hurt them. Go for it.
Absolutely not.
They don't tell them that?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Parents are usually petrified of having conversations like that until the age is too old for the kid.
That's crazy.
It's an uncomfortable conversation. I don't know if I would ever have that conversation with my
Why?
kids. I would like to hope I would, but that's a very uncomfortable conversation to have to sit down with your child, your innocent child who you conceived and made and watched and raised, came out to be. That's a very tough conversation to start.
Yeah, I actually can speak firsthand on this. I remember sitting down with my parents and my mom telling me like the only person who should ever touch me are my parents or the doctor. And like I remember having that conversation with them at a very young age. So, you know, I can speak from personal experience that some parents do talk about it. And of course it's not an easy conversation to have, but
Conversation that needs to be had.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You'd rather protect your child. And there's ways to word it. Be like, listen, you know, like, you don't have to go ahead and get into detail, but like I said, if anybody ever makes you feel uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable, this is the type of things that they could, you know what I mean? Like, this is your private areas. Nobody's allowed to touch you there or even make you seem like uncomfortable about it. You tell me because I'm here to protect you no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's uncomfortable conversations you need to have, but I think you gotta fucking have them.
Absolutely. But you kind of gotta bring it back to the point. Is do you feel this is some of the reason that you may have strayed away from growing up as a Catholic, or in that surrounding, because of controversies that happen like this? Because for me, it wasn't actually a deal breaker. I kind of strayed away before that, so I'm just kind of curious.
So yeah, I'm assuming that was directed at me since I brought the conversation up, so I took over. By the way, this tea's delectable.
You're welcome.
But
Shout out to Yogi T.
But the thing is, I definitely strayed away before I knew a lot of that. I found out and did most of my discovery about all the corruption and scandals and everything later in life, and I think I would say probably post high school even. I wouldn't even say during high school. But it definitely is one of the things that always just made me think, like, you're supposed to be the moral compass of not only your parish, but, like, the world, so to speak, save your souls and whatnot. And you don't even handle your own members who are criminally doing things. You're not even handling it well internally, forget bringing it to the authorities. If you're supposed to be the moral compass, be the moral compass for everyone, including your own leaders.
Totally agreed. Do you feel that the congregation is just as responsible for these actions? Maybe turning a blind cheek. I mean, I can't feel that.
Blind butt cheek.
Yeah, something like that. But because I can't feel that every kid did not. Did not say anything. I feel maybe the majority of kids didn't say anything outside of some kind of embarrassment or anything. But I feel like not everybody didn't say anything. So it's the congregation just as much the fault as the clergy, and is that like ultimately why people are looking elsewhere now, finding different forms of religion and stuff like that? You think that I know for me, I always see everyone's like, oh, I was like, but let me try to actually speak and not mutter whatever I was muttering. A lot of people go that route, but a lot of these people that go that route with that, they're all child touchers, aren't actually very spiritual, or they don't attend church. Can we say that's fair too?
Well, that's definitely fair, but I'm not gonna ever be so generalizing and say, oh my god, all clergy are bad. No, there's definitely very many of them that are good and believe in what they do. But my point is, I don't have a problem with that. Don't protect criminals, because they're criminals at that point. One, whatever way you want to look at it spiritually or not. And two, hold people accountable for what they do. Humans are humans. Clergy or not, pope or not, humans are still humans. They're gonna make mistakes, and they gotta be held accountable for them. And the point is, consider trying to be a moral compass, and you don't even hold your own followers and staff that way. How is somebody gonna expect you to shepherd their children and their children's children to this moral constitutional highway that they can then themselves follow?
This guy likes to say Constitution a lot. That's all I got out of that. I know you.
We the people.
Yeah, you have I guess strong feelings about these kind of things, stronger than most because you see a lot of this stuff, I guess, in work, right?
Yeah, well, that's definitely a fair thing. I do work with a population that has been victimized or just neglected in different ways, and what's scary is that they turn to faith, and then the faith also does them wrong. And then what do you turn to after that?
Cocaine and beer, right?
I mean, that's what any good American would turn to.
Lighten the mood up a little bit. It's getting fucking hot in here.
Word, for real. I'm totally like, what is going on, dude? So after I do my cocaine and beer, I like to take in a good sermon, Joel Osteen, on Sunday nights and watch my NASCAR. Because like most Americans, I'm a good old-fashioned redneck, according to Nick. Hillbilly USA. I had to bring it back in somehow. I feel like the construct of religion is so very crazy and complex and boring.
It is boring, man. Like, when you sat through masses before, you're bored out of your mind. It's the same thing over and over again.
It's fucking torture. Yeah. So is that spiritual enlightenment? It's fucking torture, dude. How about that one? You know, we always talk about, like, because I come to my own thing through meditation and only, like, you know, when I see my struggles and I try to be mindful of what's going on around for me, and that's kind of how, like, I've gotten in tune. But those things, I never learned that at church, man. I never learned to, like, just stop, stay still, think about stuff. All I remember out of church was rise, read whatever, Psalms, whatever, shame, right. You know what I mean? My knees hurt. Why we gotta stand up so much? Yeah. I remember thinking that, you know what I mean? Like, and then like, oh, now we can sing. That was my favorite part. We can sing now. And yeah, so, you know, And I don't remember it. Maybe in Sunday school a little bit more, but I don't remember actually learning about like my faith like that. And maybe because I was too young to maybe interpret what the guy said, but I feel like it was always very scripted. You know, it's always the same. Like, you know, if you went March 23rd for the next 10 years, the sermon is going to be almost identical.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, once you've heard it, you don't need to hear it again. You know, like, but this is the thing. What do you think if they made it more hands-on? Say you're in church and they're like, does anybody have anything they'd like to discuss today, right? And you're like, listen, Father, I've been really stressed out lately. He should be able to be there, like, and you're putting yourself in front of everybody, right? You could be relating to 10 other people in the church, and now the priest is talking to you, giving you advice in front of everybody. Like, instead of a general, you love your wife, take care of your family. You know what I mean? Give me some real practice. Like, oh, this is what I did. You know what I mean? I was stressed out with my job. I had decisions to make and that kind of stuff. And
I feel like you're kind of mixing up Alcoholics Anonymous and confessionals there.
I'm so happy you said that because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not AA.
Right.
Wait, we're not talking AA?
When you go to confession, it's individualized attention that he's giving to you, you know what I mean? So you kind of are combining. That's what I got from you there. I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool. No, I hear you, but I think it should maybe be more of like an open field of, like, raise your hand. You got something to say? You know, instead of sitting there like a bunch of fucking drones or whatever, fucking robots, like almost scared of the person next to you to look around until we all become alive when we shake each other's hands and say peace be with you, and everybody feels so good inside because you spoke to the stranger next to you instead of fucking having a puckered up tight asshole all fucking day, can't say anything, can't chew gum, can't wear shorts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking let us live a little bit. Relax.
I always thought the peace be with you was like important because it was like, yo, we're almost out of here. We got 10 more minutes before we eat the bread and we out, son. Yeah, peace be with you. It's been fun. I see you next week. But your point of it being that way, dude, you couldn't do that all in an hour. You know what I mean? You couldn't have everybody come up and express something. People are not that ballsy to get up and say, this is going on, and I need your guidance on this.
But you never know. If I do it, maybe he'll do it, and then he'll do it, and then she'll do it.
Then
next thing you know, it's a big orgy.
And none of us are working. And we no, but you know what I mean? I get what you're saying, and that'd be cool, and your story could help somebody else, and that's awesome, and there's platforms, and there's ways to get that out, but yeah, Catholicism isn't built around that. Yeah, it's about the routine of get them in, get them out, and we get their $10.
Let's start our religion, then.
Right.
Let's start our religion. Brianism.
See, I wouldn't be so bold because I'm not a higher power of any sense. I know nothing, and that's the greatest thing of all.
All right, Jon Snow.
I just wanted to break in because I know what you were trying to say, and he's right. There are different platforms for discussions and stuff like that, but I like your idea of more hands-on. The whole way churches were instructed in the past,
if we all just stroke each other,
were to be mystical. Like, the commoners weren't supposed to know what's going on. That's why they went back to Latin, so you felt awe and mystified, so you didn't know what's going on. Exactly. Gregorian
chant. There's more to exclude the commoners.
Exactly.
So, yeah, right. So
it wanted to make them seem small and like they weren't learned and they didn't know what was going on. This cool.
The newspaper from the scrubs lets they learn to read.
So goddamn dumb, Francis.
Exactly.
Potato, what is this brown thing? But anyway.
But what I was trying to get back to is the same way Nick said. Make it more hands-on, like everything in the classroom. More groups, more do this, actually do something. Why, instead of just learning about something and sitting getting a homily, maybe like have an interactive group thing to discuss it.
Right.
Whether it's like everyone get into this group.
But that's what they say Bible study is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what they say what the Bible study is, and the rest of the week is for. It's not just for fellowship on Sunday. It's throughout the rest of the week. If you actually believe that stuff, you know what I mean. If you live in it.
True.
That's true.
When you really live it, you're supposed to live it every day of your life. Every day of it is about spreading the word. If you really believe it and you want to, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is, man. It's about fellowship. It's bringing people to Jesus. It's about, you know what I mean? Doing acts of good work, faith, and so we're going to actually take a quick break. And you've been listening to the WMLD, the voice of the Hudson Valley. This is the Monkey Mind Show, and we're going to get back into this and more.
A man doing push-ups again?
Brian?
It's always a challenge with naked man doing push-ups. And we're back here on WMLD, the voice of the Hudson Valley. This is the Monkey Mind Show, and we're kicking it with Nick, and Chris, and myself, Nero. And we've been talking about religion and other things today, and kind of what I guess we were just talking about was... I don't remember what we were talking about.
I'll pick it up, Nero.
Good save.
Is that I think we wanted to go from this is why we didn't believe or we lost touch with our faith.
Right.
Now,
because we all grew up Catholic.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And now, where you're at now, what you believe in now, because I know that's a hot button topic out there in this day and age.
Me personally, I don't know what you call it. And that's where my journey is right now.
Narcissism.
No, I don't know if it's that. I think it's more that, what I believe in is, like the guiding force of the universe, man. And when you get in tune to what you want to do, like, you know, the laws of attraction and vibration, and when you get in tune to what you're supposed to do, like, you just do it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't have a name. I don't know. Because I believe that we are here for a reason, and we all were given this voice by this higher power for whatever reason, or we were given this drive, and we didn't just come up with it, dude. You know, we didn't just come up with a random thing that we wanted to do every day. Like, some of us just pick stuff, but there's a driving force behind everything that we want to do, whether it's build a family, build a career, you know what I mean? And there's something else that tells us, hey, you're on the right path or you're not. So, I don't know what you call that.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Brian.
Whacked out hippie shit. I don't know what I'm talking about either. I don't know, because we're talking
There's
about
no
like,
name to it because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking
me
about.
either, dude.
This mysterious driving force.
Yeah, I believe that you know, there is like a weird driving force, this weird thing that if you just kind of chill and let it, you know, like you're always gonna be okay. You know, ultimately, like, you'll be able to find a way to eat, you'll be able to find a way to live. You just kind of go with the flow kind of thing, but focus on what you want to focus on.
So you believe in the spirit world and all the energy and stuff like
man,
that, right?
I think that's real. I don't know what you call it. I don't know if you just...
Spirituality.
Yeah, you
I would
call
just
it...
deem that.
I believe in good and evil, like some Taoism, some Buddhist stuff. You know, there's a lot to it, and I don't think that one thing is the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's like a mashup of all of it. So what do you call that?
Insanity.
Yeah, that's pretty much my whole life.
When you think for yourself, you are insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know what you are. You're a deist / atheist. Agnostic. Which means he's all fucked up in the head, basically, ladies and gentlemen. He's got no beliefs. He's got no shoes on.
That's not what he is.
I know.
He does have no shoes on for some reason.
So you want to talk about that naysaying? My grandmother says that I'm the worst and I have no way, and why do I do anything I do? And I'm not going to be a good person because I don't believe any of it. But I've been in the social work field for 8 years, and I'm definitely not in it for the money. That's for damn sure. And I do love helping people, but I don't do it because I think there's a pathway to the next life for me to heaven. Because I like it. I genuinely enjoy helping people. Makes me feel good. I don't think it's going to give me any payback.
Do you think that there's any heaven after you die, Nicholas? Or anything?
I don't know.
Do you believe it's based all on works? You know, like in what you do and how you live?
No. That's the thing, is like people are like, oh, you like to do that, you're in that field because you think it's gonna work out better if you in your next life.
People say that to you? Human beings say that to you?
Yeah, I've had people say, why do you do what you do?
Do
you think it's gonna help you get into heaven?
We have a hotline number, so when people step out of line, you call us and we beat the shit out of them. So the next time that happens, just give us a call.
It's called 1-800. What'd you say? I stole that from a dude on YouTube or Instagram. He's dope though. He plays basketball. His name's Immaculate. Just check him out though. He's Immaculate, bro. So if he ever listens to this, dude, check him out. He's cool. He's a black kid, plays basketball, and he hits shots from all over the court. And it's like, what'd you say? And I'm like, so I wanted to squeeze that in there somehow.
There you go.
But what'd you say?
What'd you say? Do you have something to say, Chris?
All I have to say is, I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from. I have not done what he does specifically, but I was in education for a while. I was a high school teacher, and there's no glory in that, but you do it because you love making a difference in those kids' lives, you know?
Not so much about the here and now, but more about the future. influencing people's lives and
I
maybe.
mean, it is the here and now though. Like that aha moment, like when that kid finally gets it, and they look at you like, huh, oh my god, like I got it. Like, you know, those are the moments that you do it for. So like I get where he's coming from. It's not to say it's easy.
So it's not about the end game. It's just about the gratification of teaching the kid something, you know, that he was having a hard time with maybe, and then he finally gets it, and you're like, yeah, dude, I'm so happy for you.
It's
like,
not about
right?
a literal reward.
Yeah.
It's about making a difference.
That's
You know,
cool.
you've now made a difference in that kid's life, and you're gonna be there forever. You know what I mean? That person's always gonna think back and be like,
Now, shouldn't we all be taking that like literal and like to everybody though? Like, you know, as members of our own community, teaching.
Helping motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that cheesy?
No, it's not.
the world would be a better place if that is how it was.
No,
Yeah.
but we live in a capitalistic country that doesn't like to do that.
Now, did religion teach you that? Do you feel like because of your background?
I gotta say one thing right here. Capitalistic or not, we all have fucking extra time, but we're not all spending it fucking going to charities and fucking homeless shelters. So we don't. Doesn't matter about fucking money. We're just too fucking lazy to get off our fucking asses to fucking do it. You do that on a regular basis. That's your job. But we all have extra time to fucking spare, and we don't do it. I don't know if it's because the next guy doesn't do it, and we need somebody else to be like, hey, why don't you come along and we'll do this? But like,
Well,
it's a matter of getting off your fucking ass and doing it.
I know why it is. Personally, it's because there's no financial gain, and there's no gain in it other than the satisfaction of I did a good deed. And a lot of people can't get off on that
Yeah,
nowadays.
but is that why you don't do it?
It's a combination,
Yeah.
probably. I'm lazy. You know what I
think
mean?
it's just pure laziness.
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't
you
think
know
it's, but I don't think it's just that. Like a lot of us, you know, we go and we work 40 hours and we work in our home lives and we feel like we put a lot of effort there. And why can't somebody else do it? And that's what we're kind of talking about. Is that's not the mentality to have. If you did put the little extra time that you had back into your community, the impact that it would have in just a small time would
Right.
be immense. You would see it, an hour a day, 2 hours a day,
Mhm.
and teaching our youths that the community is important. Those all are important aspects that I think that we could all take time and teach in our own. And it starts with us. It starts with everybody, right?
Yeah.
It starts at your own home. It starts when you look in the mirror. How do you want to treat people? You want
Starts with the man in the mirror.
Yep. Do you want to treat somebody with a smile, or do you want to?
Sorry.
I love that song.
Not sorry.
People are also just inherently selfish. Also part of human nature.
So
You think so?
part of growth, becoming less selfish, and it's something we maybe all should focus on in our journeys. Being a little less selfish. I mean, because, you know, we could be doing more right now. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, but we're trying. I mean, at least we're doing something. You know, I got a family member who's really going through that right now, and himself. You know, he's going through a hard time, and he's burned a lot of his bridges. You know what I mean? And
Cool.
And now he.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Cool, man.
Yeah, no, not cool that he's been going through a lot of stuff. I'm glad you brought this up. Continue.
I don't know if I'm really supposed to continue. You just. I mean, do you actually want me to continue?
Yeah, man, we've been dabbling in this conversation all day between us three personally. So I'm glad that you brought it up because I feel
You've
like
been talking about my family member all day.
no, but we've been talking about family members and relationship struggles.
We don't
And,
even know who this guy is. We just picked him up off the
Right.
fucking
This is
sidewalk.
Mr. Catastrophe, no.
Yeah,
But we've been talking about this topic in general and friendships and stuff like that, and ultimately, I guess forgiveness. So I'm glad you brought it up. So continue, man. And I
Yeah,
want you to continue your point.
It's
Sorry.
catastrophic when you burn your bridges.
Chris Catastrophe.
Yeah, we like it. You squeeze that in there.
You know, and it's tough to come back from, but you know, sometimes all it takes is one little step, and you know, just
Build the bridge back together.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that bridge built together is gonna be stronger than the original bridge you had, because you have now people helping you build that bridge.
And then you build the bridge and you push the guy off when you guys are like, look what we did. You say, I just let you build the bridge with me so I could push you off the fucking thing.
It was all part of my evil plan.
And then we take over the world, Pinky.
I believe in forgiveness, and I don't think you should push the guy off the bridge. And I hear you. Dude.
Fuck you, bro.
So-
I
sometimes-
believe the children are
Our
our
future.
future. So, you know, teach them well, and that's why I taught. Let them lead the way.
It's true.
Yeah, no, definitely, dude. It's cool that you brought that up, though, because it's very difficult when you are the one burned to give that person forgiveness. You know, we were watching something a little earlier. Came on Fox News. This dude went and forgave the girl that murdered his brother or something like that. I hate to misquote it because it was such a huge thing to do.
A cop, a female cop.
Okay.
Right, she was a cop, right?
Yes.
Walked into
another man's
somebody
apartment.
else's apartment.
Thought it was her own.
Thought it was her own apartment.
Was she under some kind of influence? Why did she
I'd imagine. So we didn't get deep into it, but she shot him, thinking that he was a burglar in her apartment.
And they
But he
lived
was
on
in
like, the
his
same
apartment.
floor or something like
Yeah.
that.
So obviously she was drunk as fuck. Obviously,
we would like to.
because you don't walk into an
you
apartment
don't
like
walk-
this isn't where I parked my car.
This is
and just
who-
start shooting.
Who put up pictures of someone else's family
Right.
in here?
Um,
But what I'm getting at is, before we kind of get off topic
Yeah.
with that, because there's so much with that. What I'm getting at is the man took it in his heart because he follows Jesus Christ and he believes it. He forgave her. He didn't want her anything too severe to happen to her. He didn't want her to rot in hell. He didn't want her to die like her brother did. He didn't want people to ridicule her. He wanted her. He said the best case scenario for him is that she would follow Jesus Christ and set a good example in the community. So that's a huge thing, and you could see he was fighting the tears in his eye. And for somebody to do that, that's enormous. And I think we were meant to hear that today. It was weird because we were all talking about the vibes, and it came on in the middle of our shows and stuff.
I think he needed to do that in order to save his own soul. From
Absolutely.
just destruction, because you could live with that forever. And he said, I can't fucking live with this forever. I have to let this go. There's no bringing him back, obviously. You know what I mean? And, like, it's probably the most difficult thing that a kid's ever going to have to fucking do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's very fucking tough, and he fucking did it. It's pretty fucking... It's wild, honestly. I don't even know how to explain it other than fucking wild.
Yeah, to come on national TV. And
She went to jail for 10 years, though. I mean,
Yeah,
you
she
don't
did
go into
kinda
some
like-
random person's fucking apartment.
I feel like the bigger
And get
story
fucking
is, though,
shot.
that the forgiveness.
Yeah, I mean,
That she, for whatever reason, under the influence or not, you know, she made a very fatal mistake that now cost her own life. And he doesn't think that she should get anything too bad, man. Because 10 years is super life for taking a life, if we're talking about it in all honesty.
Yeah.
We have people in jails for way less and way more, you know? So, and they don't get the benefit of the doubt or
Right.
appeals or anything. And she does good behavior, she'll probably be out in 5. You know, this is how the shit goes here in America. But I think forgiveness is the bigger part here. Is that the man was able to do that, and he wasn't jaded by the things. You know what I mean? He's a follower of Jesus Christ. So like, I
Was
think yeah, man. He said that he wanted to. You know, I think he's born again or something.
Oh.
So it's cool. So we're gonna talk about this and more on WMLD, the voice of the Hudson Valley. We're gonna take a quick break here on the Monkey Mind Show, and stay tuned. Oh, we're on? Oh, so we were talking about this and more on the Monkey Mind, and we're going to switch it up a little bit. Can you have a groundhog-like experience? We were just stuck in time lapse. Coming out of our commercial break, we had a little glitch in our system. It kept going, so can you actually have that in real life? Like a glitch in the Matrix or
Deja vu.
deja vu.
Deja
Dun, dun,
vu.
dun. Yeah, what do you think about deja vu? What do you think that
I
is?
like Deja Vu, man. She's the hottest stripper at Sailor. Oh, wait.
Not that
Shit.
deja vu.
Right down yonder's half.
This is why your mama can't listen to this show. This is late night
Deja
television.
Vu? I think
Yeah, what do you guys
Deja
think that
Vu is either a dream that you've had or something that
Premonition?
you've actually done.
Yeah.
You know, a dream is but a wish your heart makes.
Gay.
Yeah, I think dreams come true.
Is that you vibing your future somehow? Because dreams are whacked out. There's no way you can make that your real future. But is that you, like, yeah, man, vibing your future, man? Are you making it a
What do you mean?
reality in your future? Like some weird, because I have like the destiny thing, right? You're on this weird path that you don't know why exactly you are, right? We believe some Disney shit, right? So we don't know what's going on. But sometimes I've had dreams in the past, like when I was little, around like 10, I dreamed I had the WWF championship, and it was blue. This shit didn't even come out yet, and like 3 months later, it comes out. It's a foam belt. I have it. How the fuck did I do that? How did that happen? I
Alright.
dreamed it. and then it was real.
You have to tell us, Brian. You're the one who made it happen.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. How did I see that was gonna happen? I didn't know that they were gonna change the belt.
Well, my thing is, do you think like everyone's on a certain path, like it's like a tangible
Yes.
stream?
I've
of,
been
like,
trying to tell you
time
that.
consciousness,
You keep
telling
telling
me
me
I'm
nuts.
you then when you're dreaming, you can somehow tap into it because the line is there already. So whatever experience is going to happen in the future is there. So when you dream, you somehow access it prior to before you're getting there. Is that how you think about time and experience?
I don't think time is linear. How about that one? I don't think it's.
No,
what I
but
mean? I
that's
think
exactly what I'm saying. That
Yeah,
is
I
a
don't think-
linear timeline. That
Yeah, I know. I don't think it, but I don't think it really exists like that in a sense. I don't know.
So
I
how
really
do you-
don't know, but I don't think it. Because if I saw it somehow 3 months ago, and then 3 months it happened, I'm not a creator, dude. I didn't make that. But how did
How
I
do you know
see
you're
that?
not a creator?
I don't know. I don't know what I know, honestly. But I didn't create that. They changed it, but I knew it was gonna be changed. You know what I mean? And it was maybe just the color. I didn't necessarily have the exact symbol, but I knew it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the weirder part about it is like, I knew the room that I was gonna have it in. So almost like a deja vu thing. I remember dreaming it, and then I remember it happening, and then I remember being like, "Whoa, deja vu," right? So I don't really know what that is, and I guess that's what we're getting at. What the fuck is that? What the hell is deja vu? What is that glitch?
I
Like
think
that I've been here before. Was I always supposed to be here? Did I knew I was gonna be here? Did I put myself in this situation? Did I make this happen?
Past lives,
Right.
right?
Or the split reality?
Do we live the same thing over again until we get it right? The same exact thing. Maybe some things could change. You know, maybe you fuck up and you're just like, fucked up again, and you got to live the whole life, and then come back.
to that moment.
The whole fucking
That
thing.
magic
And then-
moment.
Yeah, and then you pick something different and you get it right.
I held her
Sounds like
in my
Bandersnatch.
arms. Something told me. Wait, what? You guys are supposed to keep talking to that.
I don't know what you went on, but yeah, I
A
just
little
mentioned
bit of.
Bandersnatch, which is anybody out there doesn't know.
What'd you
Black
say?
Mirror-
Bat snatch?
Bandersnatch,
That's it.
What is Bandersnatch?
which is anyone's ever watched
Snoochy
Black
Booches?
Mirrors?
Oh, on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, that's a cool show.
Yeah.
I seen the one with the currency. You ever see that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Currency? What are you talking
It's
about?
like some futuristic currency thing there. You had like everything was a credit system and
Yeah.
yeah.
The Instagram one where it's like if you like somebody so much or whatever.
Nah, it was just like different. Like if you watched porn, it was $13.95.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Now get on with your Bandersnatch.
Yeah, Vandersnooch.
No,
Snoochy
my
Booches,
point
my
is
friend.
that me and Nick happened to watch that, and it's basically like it's a reality where you make certain decisions in your life, and it changes your whole future. And the whole point of the show is that it's supposed to be futuristic. Like whatever decision you made altered the actual show's outcome, and it's a
Like
little
some
bit like
Westworld
that.
shit. You ever see that?
Yes, exactly, sort of like that too. But the thing is, if now we're talking about deja vu and how
Like those where you control them porn things. The virtual. Never mind. I'm sorry.
wow, I was talking about like someone's time stream or events can be altered because of one decision you make. And everyone says, well, at the end of their lives, now usually when they're young, if I can go back and change one thing, what would it be? And in hindsight, yeah, it's 2020.
That Lebanese prostitute.
Yeah, that
Hit
gave
me
me
with
the
a-
clap for 3 weeks. Like, yeah, I wish I could go back and change that, but that might change your whole future. Then you might actually never marry a Lebanese girl and like fall in love.
Right.
What?
He's right. The butterfly
When
effect.
the hell did you guys go to Lebanon? That you've been fucking these.
We're joking, Brian.
Are you sure?
It's
This seems very
Metaphor.
detailed. Metaphor for what?
But what
Getting
about the
pussy?
buttery fly effect?
The buttery fly, and that like something happens over here and affects something on
Yeah.
the other side of the world. But a butterfly's wing flap over here can make a tsunami in China.
Like if I kick Chris Catastrophe in the dick as hard as I
Catastrophe?
can right now,
You may
I
never
can
have
fuck
the
his
president.
day up
Yeah.
right now. He can go call somebody up and be like, "This piece of shit kicked me in my dick as hard as he could." Relentless.
And then maybe
Of
I'll
course.
never, maybe because of that one kick, I'll never be able to have kids because of
Right.
you.
Or
Cause and effect.
Right.
the next president was never born. Dun, dun, dun.
But then it goes even further. You know what I mean? Like the call you made to somebody was like, I'm gonna become a vigilante to anybody who kicks someone in the balls. You know what I mean? And like everybody just changes.
Yeah, you guys
Cured
are being,
cancer
You guys are
again.
being too direct and tangible. I was about to say, you kicking him in the balls
The
tells
dick,
him
the dick.
the dick.
Was it
Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
It was right in the penis.
My point is that it causes him to finally call up his credit card company the other day and complain about that money and threaten them because he's so mad about the pain he feels in his balls. And that credit card operator gets his phone call, gets insulted and cursed out, and has such a bad day that Jean goes home and then kills her husband because he found out that she's cheating on him. And those two things are literally directly not related in any way, but because that happened to you and that happened to him, it happened to her, which made it happen to him, which caused that guy to die.
But it would never have happened to
What
that
the
guy.
hell was
It
in
would
that
happen-
tea?
No, it wouldn't have happened because, you see, I don't have credit. So I'd never...
Oh, come on!
I tell you,
You
I don't
ruined
have.
my whole thesis.
I don't have a penis.
That's what I thought you were gonna
I
say.
am actually in transgender whatever reassignment.
Yeah, I'm reassigned. But yeah, man.
Because Chris Catastrophe just became Christina live on set. Cut. Hi guys. That's
The
not funny.
first
That's not
on-set
funny. Be
trans-
nice to the trans people.
Yeah, we're gonna get kicked off the air for that. We're at 40 minutes. Should we just finish with a freestyle, or like you guys have more stuff you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess 40 minutes. We usually freestyle time, right? You got a little more? Anybody you want to plug?
We got
Find
more?
me and Nick on Instagram and Facebook at Nero the Natural and Nick Celio. Follow our shit, man. What else you doing?
The
Nick?
Monkey Mind Instagram, from Chaos to Clarity. Got my acoustic band going. Find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Chris Catastrophe just started right now. What else?
Born just now. Can't find him anywhere.
We
This
don't,
is
we don't want to talk about how astral travel is complete and utter nonsense.
We can talk about that.
You want to get into Astro Travel is real, motherfucker.
What's astro travel?
There we go.
Boom!
All right. so-
Conversation started.
Let me explain what astral traveling is. Have you ever, when you, in your sleep, felt like you jumped back into your body when you woke up? You're like, holy shit, or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, astral projection or astral travel is the ability to come outside of your body. Okay, so you're basically in a space where you're not sleeping, but you are almost sleeping, and you can come outside of your body. You can physically see things. Some people are able to go see things, and they could jump from dimensions and see different energy fields and stuff like that. I've done it before. I don't really have the ability to control it, but I believe it's 100% real because I know people that can control it and can do it like on a regular basis, and have seen people or spirits from our lives, have spoken to them. I know somebody that him and his mother both went, laid down. All right, here's an example. This kid I know, I told him about my friend who does it. He said, oh, I do that too. Then he went on to tell me a story about how him and his mother both laid down, astral traveled together, saw his grandfather, had the same conversation together, woke up and said the same exact conversation of what happened, right? Those are just examples. Like, I know people that could do it, and how do you feel about that?
Do you have the phone number for the Connect for this drug? What do you-
Ayahuasca?
Yeah, what are you guys taking? Let me get some of this.
Yeah, it probably is drug related, but what, Nicholas?
Bingo.
What?
Bingo. I know he's joking about being drug related, but like I said, it's a big thing we talked about. I think a little bit last show is
I don't
about
think he is
people
joking.
perceive. People perceive what they want to perceive. Like if you're thinking about a loved one or somebody and something happened or a date's approaching, you're thinking about it. So it's in your subconscious. When you go to sleep, you dream about it. That's what your dreams are. It's about the type of reality you can't deal with when you're actually like cognitive, or about the stuff that's so that you want to suppress that when you go to sleep you can't shut it out anymore. So then it comes to be. And if you're both thinking about similar things, you could definitely dream about the same thing.
You could have the same conversation with your grandfather and then come back and tell each other exactly what the fuck you said. You could do that.
One person they wrote him down independently and then read each other's and
For
came back together.
for the sake of this conversation, yes.
I
Why?
don't believe that. Because I guarantee you they both had a dream about the person. They did. They both had a dream about it, that they went to a visit.
How could you make such a guarantee about
Huh?
something you don't know, about two people you don't know? How could you make such a guarantee?
Because there's
It
no
was all
way-
a dream.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
My point is that you could have done it. and then they had a dream about the person, and one person started talking, and the other person encompasses a dream. I know a friend of a friend that's a friend of yours that has a ability to take other people's stories and reshare them as his own, even though they never happened to.
I know him.
Yeah, me too.
I know that
But
friend.
my point is, it's
And
the
a
same type
friend
of
of
thing.
a
They both
friend.
had a dream. One kind of remembered, one remembered well, and another person takes the dream in because they want to be a part of it, and the other person told them they were there. I don't think it happened literally both, but they both might have had a dream.
And you are standing here or sitting completely adamant about changing two people's factual stories, which they fucking have come to agree upon. You are going to be the guy that sits here and says, that didn't fucking happen.
No, or they both just had dreams. I don't think they literally astral travel. That's where I digress with you. They both could have had the same dream, 100%.
Because you don't believe in astral travel.
Yes, I don't believe in astral travel. I believe in dreams. Dreams are awesome. The mind is still so unknown and so powerful and imaginative that dreams are real. They happen. Whether it's a dream where you go to sleep and dream, or a dream you want something in the future, like tangible dreams, something like that.
Why don't you believe in astral travel?
One, there's no scientific proof to support it. Two, it's never happened to me. Three, people will describe it, and yes, people have similar things, but they want to believe in that. People think it might happen to them because they want to. Doesn't mean it's bad or wrong or they're misconceived, but a dream is a dream. Many times you don't know you're in a dream until you wake up.
That a heart makes. Keep going.
Well, no, that's all
Let
I'm
me
saying.
ask you
So you think it's completely subjective? You're saying it's just subjective to the eye of the beholder?
Yeah.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
It's because it's been a practice that's been around for, we're talking about thousands of years, probably as old as the Bible, that believe, people of all kinds of cultures that believe in astral projection.
You want to talk about the Bible?
Well, no, I'm not really trying to get into the Bible so much. I'm just trying to say that it's in the Bible that we exist with some kind of psychic silver cord within kind of dimensions. Buddhists believe these practices. So I'm just trying
Yogis
to
ride the same
yogis.
wave.
I'm just trying to, I guess, maybe see, you know, a lot of people that are in tune spiritually believe these. So do you think it's subjective to their own experience, or do you? Is that what you're kinda getting at?
Everything is subjective. There's plenty of people who do believe it, and there's plenty of people who don't. I'm not saying everyone who doesn't believe it doesn't believe it. Your point is you can believe whatever you want. A lot of people believe a lot of different things, myself included. Doesn't mean it actually happened.
I need
But you can believe it.
I want to see what your explanation for this is, okay? So, back in the day, we all thought that the sun revolved around planet Earth, right? We were the center of the universe.
Heliocentric system, yeah.
Okay, so there was a guy that was a scientist or like philosopher or whatever. He, one night, had a dream where he, and I put quotes on a dream, where he escaped his body, went up into the stars, and saw that we were not the center of the universe, that we actually revolved around the sun. He had no proof of this. He went back to like the scholars and told them, and he was very adamant about it. This is the time when if you deny God and all that stuff, you're gonna die. He would not step down. He said, I saw this happen. And he explained it basically as astral travel, like he came outside of his body.
And went into the universe.
They ended up killing him. 10 years later, fucking Galileo creates a fucking telescope. They find out that the sun is the fucking center of the universe. This guy came up with this out of nowhere.
It's actually just our solar system, but
Right, the solar system. But where did this guy get this imaginary thought from that planets actually revolved around the sun?
maybe he was a tad crazy and also did some research and realized tides and moons and shifts and seasons had something to do with that. The Earth wasn't revolving itself and everything else was going on. Other things were pulling it and making it revolve.
But why would he explain it as a way of like this is what happened?
It's partially crazy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Crazy enough to get it right, while everybody else said no and killed him for it.
Yeah. Because why? The church. The
Okay.
church was the biggest proponent of it. That was Copernicus, wasn't it? Was it?
Who?
That they killed? They killed
Nah,
Copernicus?
somebody else that really nobody actually. People wouldn't really know him. I don't think his name very well.
I thought one was Galileo and the other one was Copernicus, or one of them died, one of them was revered. I don't know. Whatever it
Bri,
is.
how do you feel about astral travel? For it?
Do I say nay or do I say I think that there's no real case against it. Like I don't think you could truly disprove it. You know what I mean? I feel because I also think that as you know, I saw getting the WWE Championship. So
Right.
of course I believe to a certain extent that you can leave your body, but I think it's really subjective, man. I don't think you can prove it the way that you'd like to. You know, like
I think either way.
yeah,
I don't think you could disprove or prove.
yeah, I feel like it's something that I had done in the past as a kid. Like I remember in my dreams always having very vivid dreams where I was floating around places that I had never been, and kind of having the deja vu moment where this kind of all ties into when I kind of went to those places later on in life. So I don't know exactly what you would call it, if you would call it that. You know, so again, it's subjective to what you believe. But I know that I've had those feelings when I was at places that I had never been, and somehow I had been there, you know? And I feel like as a child, it was way easier to come out of consciousness or out of my body and project to the universe than it is as an adult. Like I don't feel like I can do it. Like I kind of tried, and I don't know if I could do it. But you know, the people that say that you can do it say you got to totally believe in what you're doing. So I feel like it is a very subjective practice that unless you have done it, you can't really explain it and you can't really prove it. It's just unfortunate. So there's always gonna be that era of you're full of shit.
Right.
You know.
I mean, you can get a good look at
I
a
can't
T-bone.
take you with me. I would love to, like, you know, and again, like, it's something I haven't done as an adult. I feel like something I've done as a child, but we all have a fuzzy way of remembering stuff. So, but yeah, it's not something I can be like, all right, me and you, we're gonna go sit on the couch and we're gonna fucking do this shit together. Hold my hand and poof.
That's called a circle jerk.
Yeah, this doesn't work like that.
That's what that's called.
That sounds like
I think it's a soup
good
kitchen.
dream.
All right, well, we're at 51. You want to close this up?
Yeah, I feel like we're drawing on a little bit today, so we're gonna wrap it up real quick. We're gonna do our normal freestyle thing. I've been shitting on these all day.
Yeah, well, you're going to crush it now.
We're gonna crush it now. We got special guest voice, Chris Catastrophe. He's gonna lead us here. He's got a
Chris
chorus.
Catastrophe?
Chris Catastrophe, special guest.
He's going to freestyle?
He's gonna freestyle. He didn't even know it. But why else did we have him on the show? He's the
shit.
voice of an angel. We're gonna do this together.
All
Voice
right.
of an angel.
All right, here we go.
He seems shy. Maybe he won't do it. Go. Don't be shy.
Dreams.
It's been a long day, and I'm feeling kinda drained. You had way too much information come out of my brain. So what I'm gonna say to you is fuck you dudes, I'm going home. This is my show and I'll end it however I want. And I'm
It's the
taking it
monkey
home.
mind.
Thank you, Chris Catastrophe. And we're taking it home. It's the monkey mind. And we're feeling fine. And we might see you next time. If they don't kick us off the fucking airwaves for this shit. But I love each and every one of you guys. And thank you for coming out and being our special guest and helping us through this long thing. Because we have a couple of trips going on. But yeah, check us out. Nero the Natural on Instagram and Facebook. Nick Zelio on the same. We are on YouTube at the Monkey Mind Podcast. And every Monday at WMLD, the voice of the Hudson Valley, streaming at 10 p.m. Yo, check us out. We would love it. Much peace and love. Peace and love. Suck a fat one.